In this video is a back workout. I'm actually starting, you can see here, with a Spud Inc. lat saw, and then I put some open D-rings hanging in the grooves of the lat saw device. So this makes a really fun variation of lat pull down. So I'm doing lat pull downs and cable seated rows, and then you'll see I'm doing some barbell bench press at the end. This is actually a day after I already trained my chest and back. I just had to do a quick version of a workout, so this is kind of getting the final touches, the last bit of volume on those muscles, so that way it counted as a full workout. Now, the reason why I'm using this handle attachment, one of the things I like is I have two ribs out of place in my upper back on my right side, so my shoulders don't stretch and move quite equally. So a center pivot device like this allows for there to be kind of unilateral difference, and I don't feel it as much as if I had like a solid handle, so one that doesn't pivot. Like we had a flex leverage lat pull down, which doesn't have the ability to adjust to side-to-side differences. So we end up having to replace that machine with this one, and it's helped me a lot in my back training. So in that view, you can see I'm getting a good shoulder stretch and squeeze. This is the exercise I did after that one. I did a seated cable row. Now I have a bench behind the row machine because I wanted to have a kind of like a belly support, chest support to it. And I wanted to have this variation because we have a seated chest supported row, but I'm thinking about getting rid of it because I don't like the limitation it has on the handle widths. So I have a different attachment on this one, same kind of like center pivot device, but this one isn't quite as wide. I'm going a slight underhand. So this is really helping to hit the lower part of the traps, the trapezius muscle. The more balanced I can get my upper and lower portion of the trapezius muscle, the ribs will stay in place longer. So I'm working to kind of rebalance that muscle. The upper part of my traps got a lot stronger whenever I was doing a lot of powerlifting. So I've been able to work up and do a 700-pound deadlift. So it really grew my upper part of my traps, but not as well for the lower part. So now what I'm doing is a lot of work to balance that back out. So this position, you can see in the front side, I'm just getting a nice kind of, you can see the underhand angle, you can see the slowed pacing, trying to have a controlled eccentric, trying not to let my belly come off that pad. Now in these next couple videos are the working sets for the lat pull down. On the lat pull down, I was going heavier, so it's only about 20-ish seconds of time under tension, and I was moving a little bit quicker. I'm pulling that bar down and letting it touch kind of the fuzz of my chin. So every rep, it's touching my chin, so I'm moving fast, but I'm still under control. I didn't knock any of my teeth out. And I'm just wanting to show you a couple back-to-back working sets up to the top working set, to show that I was moving at a quick pace, but it's always controlled. So each time that bar is touching the hair on my chin, and I'm not, cut or anything. So I just wanted to show kind of that's a fun thing that I do every now and then, is trying to find ways to have good speed, good rhythm to my heavy movements, but you always want to be in control. So I'll find different body positions, different body markers that allow me to feel that I'm under control of the eccentric, concentric, even if I'm moving at a fast pace. So this was my last working set, getting a good stretch in the lats, good drive to the elbows to the floor. So that was a really fun exercise. I liked that one a lot. Then this one will be what the working sets looked like for this exercise. Getting my hands set, getting my body in place, and then I just kind of like plop down. But this one is much slower. So you can see much slower, much more controlled. Since I'm wanting to find that weaker muscle, the lower trapezius, I have to be slow and controlled and really focus on mind-muscle connection, so that way my bigger, stronger muscles don't take over. So anytime you're trying to find a weak muscle in a movement, it's probably best to move slow, so that way you can really find and feel that muscle. If you're working on just all the muscles, the strong ones and everything, you can move at a faster pace. Here's the setup I used for my last thing I did for the day, which was my chest work. I did reverse band to bench press. So the green bands on this reverse band bench press that my dad and I made, that's the only one in the world that does reverse band like that. So those take off about 60 pounds at the bottom. So this is around 315 at lockout, then whatever that is, minus 60 at the bottom. And so 255. So this is giving me a lot of volume. What I did was I set a timer for 5 minutes, and I just figured I'll do as many reps as I can in 5 minutes. And that's a good way to get a bunch of volume in. Typically when I do this, I aim for between 20 to 40 repetitions. If I can't get at least 20, the weight's too heavy. If I can get 40 or more, it's too light and I make it heavier. Okay, so that was my workout for chest and back after I already did the day before chest and back. If you want to learn more training information, check out our website. We have a lot of programs and other training education videos.